Good afternoon, traders. It's Tristan here for T2C Trading. It's about 2 o'clock Eastern Time, September 26th. Just want to cover a couple of trades I did this morning following the T2C Transition Trade. As you can see, following yesterday's afternoon sell-off, the market opened up and we continued to sell off to the downside. So the T2C Transition Trade worked very well this morning. And what the trade is at a fast moving average to take a trade. Took a trade here, we took a trade here, and the last trade we took was here. Now the reason that was the last trade, just give you a little bit of information, is because once we were in this bar and took our profit, we noticed that the moving averages were crossing and were actually pointing up. And this, as I've mentioned in a previous video, is actually a great signal to tell when the market is starting to reverse. So we saw big bar push down, saw a bit of a retracement. Now after this bar retraced, what did we see? We saw the moving averages kink. Now this is a great signal to find bottoms and tops. Some great trading this morning. What I'd like to announce too as well is that T2C Trading, we've been covering a lot of futures contracts, a lot of futures trading. Now anything that we talk about in the futures market can also be traded as an ETF. So I'm trading the Russell or the S&P. If you want to do the same trades that I'm doing in an ETF or with options against an ETF, you can use, for example, for the S&P 500s, you can use the SPY, that's the ETF, the S&P 500. For the Russell, you can use something like the IWM. For gold, GLD. For oil, something like OIL. So take a look at some ETFs and see how they correlate with the markets and see how they match up with the markets. For example, if I'm buying or selling at, say, 1430 in the ES contract, in the futures contract, so if I'm buying or selling in the futures, we can be following the same trades in the ETF. Now the ETF offers some advantages. It's a little bit smaller size. You're dealing with a little bit less leverage. So the money you make or lose is a little bit less than per contract in the futures. It also gives you the advantage, if you are a swing trader, to hold the contracts overnight. Another advantage is they don't expire every couple months. That makes things easier as well. And also in certain countries, the US is great for futures trading, but for example in Canada, very difficult to trade futures, but every bank offers a platform and lots of platforms available for ETF and or options trading. Now, same thing with options. If you're an options trader, you can also follow my future plays. And what you can do is you can use the options on the ETFs for your trades. So there's lots of options up there. My analysis is great, foundational analysis of where the markets are going, what my levels are, and where I think things are headed in the next days or weeks ahead. Trades, again, can be placed following what I trade in the futures, ETFs, and options as well. And for the next few weeks and the next few days, we'll be comprehensively covering some more ETF plays just to help a few of you out there that are not trading futures. So let's brief recap of the market. So the S&P is at key levels. We're headed back down to, I believe, the 1414, 1415 level. We definitely topped out here around the 1472, 1473. And we've just had a push down. QE3, a little bit of Euro news from Spain, and yesterday we broke this nice box here. We broke through our box. We headed down to the downside. So for swing trading, I think there's a little bit more pullback in the future, but overall I do see that we are still nicely in an uptrend. Next, let's take a look at the Russell. Russell looks very similar to the S&P. Not much here. Really just going to repeat what I said for the S&P. We broke some of our previous levels around 845. That was yesterday, Tuesday. Plummeted down. I see us headed 824, 825. Maybe even a little bit further depending on where my next support levels are. Next, let's take a quick look at crude and gold. So crude is selling off a little bit lower after hitting the 100 level. That 100 is a key psychological level. It's very hard to push through that level unless we get some severe news or government intervention. So again, we popped up around the 100. Now we're pushing back down, and there's no reason we can't come back into this 87 before we have very much support. We've already broken through the support level here around the 91 level, so I do see a little continuation to the downside. And last but not least, let's take a look at gold. Gold came back up to these key levels around the 1760 level that I was talking to previously in some of my earlier videos. So we broke the 1691, 1692 level. We pushed up. We topped out just above around 1780, and now we're pushing back down. So we've got some other levels in here that I'm watching around the 1730 level, and then back down to the 1690 and 1603. Gold I do see short term, just a little bit of a sell-off. So anyone who's not a member, please check out T2CTrading.com. Join our membership. We're offering a promotion right now. Well, it's an ongoing promotion. It's $9 for a month. Basically, that gives you access to free TradeStation indicators, some free learning modules worth probably $2,000 or $3,000, and also historical daily analysis. I do this once, twice, 3 times a week. It's a great newsletter. And now what we're going to be doing is not only addressing futures trading, but we're going to be addressing options plays and also ETFs. So again, anything I'm taking in, any trades I'm taking in the futures market can be taken in the ETFs. So I hope you guys come check out my $9 offer. It's a great value. Come check out my website, www.t2ctrading.com.